Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to my channel. How do you see all this? It's a new camera situation. It's a new camera. I don't know. It's a test. It's a tryout. You be the judge of that. Today is perfume review day time. And look at that. A lot of you have been asking me for such a long time to review Chanel No. 19. And I am finally reviewing Chanel No. 19. And I've been waiting for such a long time because this is one of those mysterious, mystical creatures. It's one of those special perfumes that I only use in pure perfume form. Now, I'm going to try to make the camera focus on it. There you go. I have a vintage bottle. It's 30 milliliter. Actually, back in the day, it was 28 milliliter. I don't know if you could see this. Probably not, because the camera is so far away from me and the lights are set up. Anyway. Focus on me, thank you. Okay, so this is a vintage bottle, 28 milliliter, which is actually 30 milliliter. Comes in this little package here out of paper. Chanel has gone back to doing the paper boxes. They used to be plastic for a certain period of time. In my Chanel No. 5 review, you can check that up above in the card section. I did show a 15 milliliter pure perfume that has a plastic card kind of inside of the paper box. So I only use it in pure perfume form. Now this is a vintage bottle and the sticker has been tarnished and damaged and abused and used, as you can see. But don't be fooled, because this juice inside is still as amazing as it was. I don't know how old this bottle is. It doesn't even have, you know, like a coating system on it. Well, there's something 1.201.91, made in France, extract. It has Chanel etched into the bottle underneath. So let's put it on. Now there is a lot of stories to say about No. 19. And oh my God, this is pre-reformulation time. It's incredible how this perfume just does not age. I don't know. I mean, of course, this bottle has been kept always in very good conditions. Let me just pull up my sleeve. It's been kept in darkness. No sun saw it. It was never overheated, at least since it came into my possession, because I bought this years ago on the second-hand market. Such a beautiful, big bottle. It's the biggest bottle they have, 30 milliliter. Oh my God, the smell of it. The green notes in this perfume are magical. It's like an avalanche, like an explosion of a volcano. I don't know how to describe this. It's so intense. What I have here is the spray version, 7.5 milliliter, refillable, rechargeable spray, which I take with me. It's like a little lipstick. I take it with me sometimes. Now, usually No. 19, why I waited so long to review it, several reasons. One of the reasons being the fact that it's not that I wanted to keep the best for last. I mean, there are other perfumes by Chanel that I don't own yet, so I cannot review them yet. But of the ones that I do have, this is kind of one of those best for last situations. And as I said before, I only prefer it, well, not only, but I prefer it in pure perfume form. So, and the best time of year for me to use it is when summer just ends. And it usually ends abruptly, all of a sudden, from night to day or from day to night. It's very cool outside and the evenings are not warm anymore and you're not sweating in bed while you're sleeping anymore. And you feel the death of summer and you feel how kind of autumn is kicking in slow. Now that's the time when I use No. 19 the most. And it's so mesmerizing. Now on the other hand, so this one is at least 20 to 30 years old. The one in this bottle. This one is around 10 years old. I got it at a clearance, like once they were changing the type of spray bottles that they were using. This one was on sale half off. And sorry about the interruption. This camera is gonna kind of keep dying on us because apparently every 10 minutes the camera dies because it overheats. So there you go, technological wonders my ass. So I'm gonna try to change the camera. But moving on before it dies on us again. The notes. So as I was saying, I got this 7.5 milliliter spray on sale. It was, you know, being discontinued, this version of it. So I do take it with me from time to time. I use it sparingly. There's still a lot of liquid left because, well, because I love it so much. Now, here I put on the bottle version, the splash version. Let's put the younger. Oh, it's so intense. It's more intense than, the spray is more intense than the splash, obviously, because this one has, throughout the 10, 20, or whatever, how many years it is, it has met its portion of oxygen, while this one, being a spray, hasn't. Well, there you go. So, now, as far as notes online, you know, it gives me woodsy notes, it gives me white flowers, it gives me green notes. It doesn't really go into the specifics. And it's a perfume that was made in 1970 by Henri Robert, or Henry Robert. He also made Pour Monsieur, Chanel Pour Monsieur, and Cristal, which I adore. So you could check both those reviews out up in the card section above. 1970 is the year this perfume was launched. It's called number 19 because Coco Chanel's birthday is on August the 19th. She was a Leo, and this perfume was dedicated to her. Myth wants it, or legend wants it, that number 19 was in existence way before 1970, but was only used by Coco Chanel herself. It was her private perfume until allowed to be released to the rest of the world so that the rest of us could also enjoy its beauty and splendor. Coco Chanel died in 1971, 1 year after the perfume was officially launched on the perfume markets worldwide. She was 87 years old. You could imagine. I don't know how many years prior to that she was using number 19. But imagine smelling it. If you have it, rush to your perfume shrine, grab it, and put it on because we're going on a journey right now. Imagine smelling number 19. And think about the 1970s. Think about the last kind of 5 years of Chanel's life. I mean, if we think about the 70s today, 2015, we kind of tend to think, it's kind of like old. You know, sometimes the 70s remind me of the first 3 or 4 episodes of Dallas even, because the first episodes of Dallas were shot in the late 70s. But because America was kind of late with the timing of the fashions and the styles, I mean, Dallas was shot in the late 70s, but it still gave us the feeling of being like the early 70s style-wise, even though we were kind of entering the 80s slowly, but it's all a mess. Anyway, imagine the 70s, and we think about the 70s as an era where there was a lot of plastic materials, a lot of clothes were made out of plasticky materials like I'm wearing right now. And yet this perfume is the opposite of all that old, ancient, kind of stinky, plasticky, yellow stains under the armpits after you've been wearing your plasticky material shirts for some time. This perfume is the opposite of that. This perfume makes me feel like there is something else going on in the 70s. It makes me feel like the 70s were more than just a stinky retro acrylic vibe. This is so sophisticated. Number 19 transcends time. The greenness of it, the depth of it, especially in the pure perfume. And this is why I love the pure perfume so much. No other pure perfume like the number 19 pure perfume that I have tried till now. So I don't know yet. I haven't tried all the pure perfumes by Chanel. But this one, of all the ones that I've tried in particular, mostly represents the essence of a Chanel perfume in itself, because it is sublime. It's like taking a green diamond, and it's cut not even by a human being but by nature, and we don't know how, but I mean, of course it's impossible, but just envision it. Go on this journey with me. Imagine this perfectly cut diamond, and it's green, and it's the most beautiful tone of green. Not too dark, not too light. And from within, it irradiates both light and a certain type of sense, or scent, or smell. And it's not overpowering, but at the same time, it's very cutty. It cuts through you. It doesn't aggressively cut through you like a powerhouse perfume. No, this one is elegant. It's well balanced. This one doesn't cut. It's not aggressive. It doesn't burn you. This one cuts. It's not a burny, headachy sensation, but rather like when you cut grass fresh in spring, and that smell of fresh cut grass permeates you, but at the same time, it's as if you've laser cut that grass. So the cut grass is so sharp that it could cut you. That's how that diamond can cut you. That's how that scent from the diamond can cut you. And with every whiff I take, I feel like I'm catapulted somewhere else. It's very natural. I have the feeling I am invading the shores of Normandy all over again, except there is no war this time around. There's no need to free anybody. All you got to do is fight to free yourself, your senses, and to enjoy something so pure as number 19. And when you've hit the shores of Normandy, of this futuristic Normandy, there's so much green, and there's seals, and there's like all sorts of animals there as well, and there's a lot of nature, and then there's hills right after the shore. You could kind of head towards the hills. Everything is there, but no tree. Why do I say this? Because this particular perfume does not give me any sort of sense of forest. It gives me a sense of pure nature, but close to the shore. It's very humid and damp, and there's a lot of green grass but everything is kind of low, low growing green grass. And you could go into the hills and you could see the meadows and you could see all that stuff, but there's no tree, there's no forest. There's a lot of wind. And every time there's a breeze and you see the grass moving, in the wind, how it like kind of dances in the wind, you get those whiffs of that green. And of course, it's not just the grass. It's also floral in a way. It's also powdery and sophisticated and rich and textured and balsamic. If a wind combined with grass and the seashore and the sense of a damp ocean could match up together and be encapsulated inside of a bottle, that would be Chanel number 19. But of course, it's more than just that. It also, because we know that it was the last perfume that came out during Chanel's life, and most luckily was also the perfume she wore while she was alive, before she allowed it to be released to the masses. Basically, probably, or mostly because of that fact, number 19 is so magical. Because it's as if it were Chanel's last poem, last olfactory poem to the world before her passing over to another realm where she is hopefully entertaining millions of people and souls and masses with her delightful wit, with her bitchiness, and she could have been a bitch too, and she had her cuntiness in her as well, but also her genius, her whiff, her sense of style, of aesthetics. And this was like a last note left, on the bedside table before she left us, for us to find, discover, treasure, re-scent and re-smell over and over again. And that's why I need the pure perfume, because the pure perfume is the closest to the pure essence of Chanel's August 19th birth. You know what I mean? Eau de toilette, eau de parfum are good in their own rights, but the parfum is what gives you the true sensation of what Chanel is. As far as imagination goes, obviously. So I would say, if you can get a chance to smell the pure perfume, please do so, and then go into the meadows, go into nature, somewhere where there's no forest, but just close to the ocean. You know, Chanel was a big fan of Scotland, and most of her cashmere sweaters and outfits were made, and still are to date, made in Scotland. Now envision the Highlands, even more so than Normandy perhaps. Those cliffs and that green, you know, the low growing grass, and the wind kind of making it blow in the air, and that ocean maybe from a distance, or down, deep down at the bottom of a cliff. Now that combination with the weather, we have cloudy weather, there's not a lot of sun, but there's energy in the air, it's electric. You know, you have the feeling there could be a storm at any time, there could be a lightning, a thunder at any time, and that combined with the wind and the grass and the twirling sounds of the wind and all of natural elements mixed together, blended with that low cut grass and all that green, that just goes on and on and on and on and on till the sight can see and not see anymore. That sort of landscape is number 19. It's arid in a way. It's naked in a way, you know. It's very, very down to earth. It's like what Chanel said about her clothes, you know. Every time you leave the house and you put on your outfit and your accessories, look at yourself in the mirror, take something off rather than add something on before you leave the house. That's this perfume to a T. Number 19 is like number 5 without, you know, number 5 has approximately 83 to 87 ingredients. Number 19 is like number 5 taking away 80 of those ingredients. It's the essence, it's the minimal, it's what is left after the whole story has been said, after the whole fairy tale has been told, after the movie has been shot and edited, after the poet finishes writing his poems, after an author finishes his book, his novel, after all is said and done, and after all is shut and given to the public to experience, to feel the magic that the author and the artist has felt while creating the piece. After all is said and done, that's what's left, that essence. Number 19 is, as far as I believe, and I do believe, Chanel's essence. If you want Coco Chanel's essence in an imaginatory and fictitious but beautiful way, try number 19, the Pure Perfume, because it will catapult you within Chanel's realm of fairy tales and mythology and history and secrets and mysteries and lies and truths. Because Chanel's life, as we know, was filled with mystery and lies and truths, and we'll never really know what actually happened, you know, before, I mean, as she was a young child, when she became an orphan after her mom died, her father abandoned her. After she started, you know, her career in the salons singing and then making hats with her aunt, and then meeting Boy Capel, and then opening her own shop, and then starting the clothes, starting the apparel line, the haute couture line, the cosmetics range, the Second World War, exile in Switzerland, returning, being attacked by the French as if she were a collaborator of the Nazis, and then being freed by a telephone call made by Winston Churchill. All that myth, the flop after the Second World War, and the Americans loving her and adopting her as the couturier of the moment. And then, you know, Europe had to kind of follow America and say, okay, well, if America accepts her, we got to accept her too again. And then her comeback and her life. She worked till the bitter end. She died on a Sunday, and she said, you know, as she was dying, this is another myth to her, whoever was attending her, the lady that was helping her, assistant or whatever you want to call her. So, you know, there would, apparently, she said one of her last words was, you know, of course I was gonna die on a Sunday, the only day when you don't work. Number 19 it creates that poetry within me whenever I sense it. It gives me the sadness. It makes me smell the loneliness of Coco Chanel. It makes me smell the solitude. It makes me smell the pain. It makes me smell, and through the smell of it, the scent of it, it makes me understand, or it makes me believe that I could perhaps understand why, in so many instances, this incredible lady was also bitter and angry. It makes me understand that there's a reason for everything. And it also especially makes me understand that no matter what you do, people, never be too quick to judge. Never be too quick to spit on someone. Never be too quick to know what really is going on with a person, because you never will. All you can do is listen. Offer your time, your energy, your patience, and listen to what they have to say. Read between the lines. Open your heart, open your mind. Number 19 does that for me every time I sense it, every time I smell it, and every time I think of it. That's how powerful and magnetic it is to me. Thank you guys so much for watching this very emotional number 19 Chanel Parfum review. I hope you liked it. Share it if you liked it. Leave me comments in the comment section below. Give me thumbs up on this video if you liked it, obviously. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more, because I post videos every day and perfume reviews coming up every Sunday. So love you guys. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos. I'm also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So come on over guys and join the fun.